What's up, comic and pop culture fans? This is James with Mint Hunter Comics, and a few days ago I dropped a video about how I drove 4 hours and got kind of screwed by this guy in his private collection, went down the road and got even more screwed by a terrible comic book shop. And it was all pretty negative. So I knew that I wanted to bounce back and give some positive vibes, and I wanted to talk about and showcase comic book shops that get it right. So I thought I'd give some free advertising to 10 comic book shops for going the extra mile. These 10 shops are all being selected for one unique attribute that every single comic book shop should try to do. Guys, don't forget to like and comment down below. I want to know, what comic book shop have you had great experiences with? I want to know some places I should visit. I think I'm going to start you guys off with Main Street Comics and Toys. Main Street Comics is on here because of their knowledge of their product and their pricing. No, you cannot haggle the prices down at this store, which normally would be a negative thing for me. But here's the thing. Their pricing is so good, you don't need to haggle. Whether it's their dollar bins, the wall books, or any medium keys or anything that they're selling in there, slabbed books too, everything seems to be beating eBay prices. So there's no need to haggle. Good on Main Street Comics for knowing their product and keeping their customers engaged with excellent prices. Up next is the Comic Book Shop, Exclamation Point, in Wilmington, Delaware. Again, there's a few reasons this should be on the list for their nice layout and their wide variety, but it's the attitude that gets them the spot on this list. I went there once, and they made me feel so good that it kind of encouraged me to buy more books. The woman that was working there was so kind and just so cool to every single customer. It really made me feel like a regular, even though I was not close. I would go back just for the customer service or experience alone. Good job, the comic book shop. Next up is Phantasm Comics, and this is one of several of my local comic book shops out in New Hope, Pennsylvania. Greg and his shop would honestly be on here for many reasons, but I wanted to choose one, and I think he's got the best dollar bins in the game. Phantasm Comics dollar bins tend to be some of the best ones I can find. They're always high grade. They're 80% or more. They're usually bagged and boarded, unless he just got something in and put it straight out there. I mean, these dollar bins are awesome. The store also has a lot of great variety, so if you're looking for anything, omnibus, cards, toys, full-on statues, he's got it all. Check them out. And now we're going from the comic book shop to the comic book store. They're making it on this list for everything being in bags and boards and their organization. You'll be hard pressed to find a better organized store. Every single book, whether it's the dollar bins, the back issue bins, it's all nicely in new bags and boards, and then anything that's a minor key or up is in Mylar. If you want a store where your comic searching is going to be made nice and easy, everything's alphabetical, everything's in nice, beautiful shape, you're going to want to come to the comic book store. Located in Glassboro, New Jersey, I can't wait to go back. Up next is Zap Comics from Manalapan, New Jersey, although they do have another address as well, although I've never been there. Zap Comics is making it onto this list for their store credit. Not only did they have good wall books, a nice selection, nice variety, and was well organized, I really appreciated the discounts they were able to get because I ended up getting a lot of books. They have a fantastic store credit policy that'll make you keep coming back every single weekend. I know all the comic book shops can't have such a nice store credit policy, but if they did, they'd probably be getting the same amount of business as Zap. Next up goes to Cyborg 1 out in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Cyborg is getting the Special Deals Award. Cyborg 1 is the place where you want to go to get full runs all in one nice package for a special deal instead of trying to hunt down each individual issue, although they do sell individual issues. I can't tell you how many times I've walked in there and walked away with entire runs because I didn't feel like tracking down the single issue. Fantastic store with special discounts, and I was once able to get every single Walking Dead. I don't know if it's Omnibus or Absolute Edition. I guess it was just sitting there a while. I walked in one day and they offered me 50% off the whole lot. Still in wrapping, brand new. Kudos to Cyborg 1 for some great business and your awesome special deals. Next up, we're going to Brave New Worlds, another store that has 2 locations, one in Philly and one in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. Brave New Worlds has the big boys. Last time I went in there, they had the first Iron Fist, the first Shang-Chi, the first Punisher, the first Spider-Woman. You go to Brave New Worlds when you don't want to mess around. And it does help that the stores are so well organized, it kind of funnels you right into the back there where all the big books are on the wall. If you don't want to waste time and you're in it for the big boys, go to Brave New Worlds. Up next is one I've only been to a couple times, but each time was a blast. Captain Blue Hen Comics in Delaware. If you want a store that does a great job of keeping you up to date on some cool events, you come to Captain Blue Hen. They do cool stuff all the year. They were even doing some cool stuff during the pandemic. Mucho apreciado. Whether it be private signings or really whatever, they've got it all. And whatever event you're looking for, they seem to have it. Check them out. Next up is one in Folsom, PA, Comic Universe. Comic Universe has two things. The best 360 degrees wall display I've ever seen in a comic book shop. You can just walk in and you're overwhelmed with all these awesome books. You can just hand select, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. They also have some of the best back issue boxes that you can choose from. They got like entire complete runs that you can just dig through, find exactly what you're looking for. So whether you want to walk in and just get some keys or go in and find those missing issues that you've always wanted, Comic Universe is the way to go. I can't speak highly of them enough. And the very last one on this list goes to the Comic Lair in Trenton, New Jersey. Comic Lair makes the list for their ability to have Captain Carrot. I walked in here and I was able to get 10 Captain Carrot books, including his first appearance. And everybody knows, with DC and Marvel both, Captain Carrot is the greatest comic book character of all time. So I was very impressed with their ability to house this unappreciated mega character. Good job, Comic Lair. So guys, I hope that gives you a good 10 comic book shops to get out there and find your books at. I want to know any other attributes or any other comic book shops and why down below. I could use some recommendations. The point of this video was to not only give a little bit back by showing off some comic book shops that deserve a shout out, but to show some attributes that we should really try to remember in the comic book community. Be kind to each other, stay humble, let's not stab each other in the back, and let's be more like these comic book shops. In the meantime, keep on collecting.